Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking it out if you're new. Today, because I'm in the mood thanks to the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I am here with a tier list ranking the previously released YA adaptations, the book to movie adaptations. Obviously this list is not all of them, but it's a good amount of them. Obviously these are my own opinions. I did not make this tier list, but I will include it in the description down below. So here we have the basic tiers of S, A, B, C, D, and then us at the bottom. This was already on the existing tier list, and I kept it there because there are some I haven't seen, and there's haven't seen and want to, haven't seen, don't want to. And so there will be a few movies who end up down there. So starting right off the bat with the big and most relevant ones, we've got the Hunger Games. We've got the first one, and I really like that first one, but I don't think it's perfect. I think I would put it in A tier. The editing and cinematography and all that one is so good. It is a really well made film and it knows what it's trying to do. It's just a little clunky with the story, but I think that's not necessarily a fault with the movie, just that first book. Like the third act is very rushed and a lot of things from this book get cut versus in the other ones are a little more faithful, maybe too faithful to the books. But then bouncing off that, you've got Catching Fire, which I would put up in S tier. I love Catching Fire. I love the book. It's pretty much everyone's favorite book in the series, and I love that movie. What's there to even say that hasn't already been said? The performances are great. It's got awesome action. The arena, the games have been leveled up, and so have the movies. I love the Quarter Quell and the scope of this movie. The first movie was really centered around Peeta and Gale. The first movie was really centered around Katniss and Gale. Oh my god. The first movie was centered around Peeta and Katniss a lot. And this movie does expand on their relationship and, how they feel about one another now that they've escaped the games and will they, won't they of it. But also, it really, because it's the start of the rebellion and the districts are catching fire, waha, it really gets into it and does a lot of world building. This movie, I think. Haymitch is really good. Plutarch is a fun addition to the cast. And then you get the two Mockingjay movies, and they exist. I'd probably put Mockingjay Part 1 in A tier with the original Hunger Games. Everyone says this is the boring one, but I think this one is actually really good at the political intrigue and everything of the games and the rebellion. The games are over and now it's the districts rebelling, and there's a lot of emotion. A lot of emotion and a lot of talking and a lot of character building and world building. And I actually really like it. Is it as exciting as the first two movies? No. But it's definitely not as bad as Catching Fire Part 2, which I almost waver between B and C. I just put it in B. But I almost want to put it down in C. I think this movie suffers the most from being the third act of a book. The director has since gone back and said I should not. That was a studio thing. We should not have split the movie into two parts. And yeah, you're right. Because then you just have almost the oops all action of 2.5 hours of fighting in the Capitol. And yeah, I don't really like the way the movie is paced or plays out, and it's because it's like The Hobbit and splitting up The Hobbit into three movies. You almost just have that final movie is just all the battle, when it's like, really, the battle only works if you've got all the setup from the first two acts of the story or movie. And then you've got these big ones, ugh. Not, like, I don't like them, but just there's a lot of them. The Harry Potters. That first Harry Potter. Oh, all the problem is Connor grew up with all the Harry Potter movies, and so there might be a bit of nostalgia blinders on. But I do think that first movie I think I'll throw it an S because it does so much world building. It introduces us to all these characters and actors that we will grow to love over the years and really establishes this movie franchise as something special. Chamber of Secrets, I acknowledge my own bias. I really like Chamber of Secrets, but I know why people don't really like it. And, as I've grown, little Connor would have told you this is right here, this is S tier. But I acknowledge its faults. We'll put it in B with Mockingjay. I want to put it in that. I don't know. It's my own made up list. Rankings don't really matter. And then we've got the third one, Prisoner of Azkaban. This one, awesome. Do 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 do. I was gonna say I have rewatched Prisoner of Azkaban so many times, maybe more than all the other ones. Oh, you know what I'm missing on this list? Even though they're not really book adaptations, but I should have put them on here anyways. Oh, I need to put. Can I? I'll add them. I can. I should put the Fantastic Beast on here just because those movies are funny. Hold on. Give me a moment. Editor Connor, work your magic. All right, and we're back. So yeah, Prisoner of Azkaban, it's got that horror vibe to it. It's darker and grittier. It's where the franchise starts to get dark and scary, but it's still got that childlike whimsy and the magic is still there. And then Goblet of Fire, I would probably also put an A, where again, this is where the franchise really gets crazy, really gets dark. Some of these I'm rapid firing on because I don't have as much to say or might go more in depth in a separate video. All right, Order of the Phoenix. See, the problem is Order of the Phoenix is kind of really good, but it also is very long. Like, I think that's just kind of a problem with all the Harry Potter movies. I'll put it up in A because we're gonna take Half Blood Prince and drop it down in C. This movie, everybody says Order of the Phoenix is the boring one. No, Half Blood Prince, very boring. Nothing happens. All it is just 2.5 hours of them figuring out that Horcruxes exist. And yeah, I don't really like Half Blood Prince. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. Please don't roast my ass if it is. Deathly Hallows Part 1, I'd put up in A. I really like that. Again, kind of like Mockingjay Part 1. It's got all the character and all the world building, and it's cool. It's neat. And that being said, I might sound like a hypocrite because I put Mockingjay Part 2 down in B. I'm putting Deathly Hallows Part 2 up in S. That movie has so many special memories for me. Even if it is kind of the oops all action, I remember that was the first movie I ever went to a midnight, like, because that was before. Nowadays, movies don't even open at midnight anymore. They start at Thursday at 3 p.m. But this was before all that, when you had to go to the midnight screening and stand in line. There's no reserved seats. You had to stand in line to get tickets. And so that movie holds a special place in my heart of that was my first opening night, and it was crazy. I had just read the books the summer before, so I was hyped. I was excited. It is so accurate to the book, and so I love that movie so much. And now we've got the Percy Jacksons. The Lightning Thief. It was actually kind of fun. Like, it's a horrible adaptation of that story. It's really bad. But as a movie itself, like, I don't know, it's fine. I watched it a ton when I was little, like not really processing that it was bad. And now as an adult, I'm like, yikes. I don't know. Put it down and see. Do. And because of that, I've never seen Sea of Monsters. But I kind of have seen other people's videos on it. I know it gets crazy and is much less accurate than the first one even was. But yeah, With the upcoming TV show, I'm hopeful that they adapt it right. Maybe I'll watch Sea of Monsters before that comes out. Maybe I'll watch it here for this channel. Let me know what you want down in the comments below. And then we have, oh, I don't want Insurgent. Let's start with Divergent. See, I don't really remember much of these movies. I haven't rewatched them since they came out. Don't really plan to. But I read the first book, and the movie exists. The movie is the first book. It's fine. It's more of a maybe concept over execution, where they are interesting, an interesting idea, dividing people up by their emotions, their fear, whatever. I don't even remember what divides them into what they are. Dauntless or abnegation and stuff like that. But yeah, I remember liking that first movie enough, and I read the book. That being said, Insurgent, D tier. Never read the book. Movie, I can't remember a single thing about the movie except Shailene Woodley's haircut. And then with that, Allegiant also goes in D tier because I cannot tell you a single thing. I can at least tell you the crazy dream sequences and stuff that were in Insurgent. I can't tell you a single thing that happened in Allegiant. And it was so bad that they didn't even finish, because this is a part one. Because we were splitting, as you see on this list, we were splitting everything into two parts. Oh, the Twilights. So, I don't even know how you put the Twilights on this list, because they're all kind of really bad. But at the same time, they've got that, nostalgia / cheese. Everybody loves them because they're bad. Like the first Twilight, I don't know, C is kind of boring. New Moon, same thing. Eclipse, same thing. Breaking Dawn Part 1. They're all kind of the same. We'll put Part 2 up in B because it's got the cool action and montages and vampire stuff. But yeah, my friend of the channel, Phil with 1L, and I have rewatched these so many times just because they're always on like freeform on TV. So when we were in college, one would come on and it was like, oh, okay, guess we're watching Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2. But yeah, they're all fun and boring at the same time. Like, I think they're neat, but I haven't ever, consciously gone over to the movie shelf and picked one off the off the DVD shelf and put it in the DVD player. I have not seen Artemis Fowl, and I kind of want to, just because I've heard it's so terribly bad and I've seen everybody else's videos on it. But at the same time, I don't care. I have not seen Mortal Instruments, and I don't want to, because everybody said it was bad. I've never read the books. I never read the Artemis Fowl books either. And the TV show apparently is alright. So why would I watch the bad movie when I can watch the okay TV show? I don't even know what I Am Number 4 is. Yeah, after a quick Google search, I have no idea what I Am Number 4 is. So I don't really care. Golden Compass, same thing. Never watched it. There's a TV show of it now that I want to watch. So why would I ever watch the bad movie when I can watch the seems to be getting good reviews TV show? The Maze Runners. Oh, I watched those in high school / college whenever they came out. I think the first two were I was in high school and I was in college for the third one, if I remember correctly, but don't fight me on that. The first one is boring as hell. I have not read those books. They are back there on the bookshelf. I bought them, but I didn't read them. I want to at some point, but I remember that first movie was really boring. I didn't like it. Yeah, found it boring, but I thought The Scorched Childs was more entertaining. And then The Death Cure, I don't really remember much about it, which almost makes me want to put it at like the top of D. Because I remember it's not as bad as these movies, as Insurgent, Allegiant, and Maze Runner. But I can't tell you what happens in it to confidently say good or bad. TikTok has made me almost want to rewatch this movie because it's all over my For You page. I don't know about anybody else, where you get the movie split into 37 little parts of 3-minute segments. Ender's Game, I have not seen, but kind of want to. Never read the books, but yeah, I kind of know nothing about it. I've seen bits and clips of it on TikTok, but I know nothing. I couldn't tell you what this movie or the book is about. Ready Player One, doo-doo ass, D tier. It's just, hey, that's the thing I know. The movie. There's no real substance or plot to it. It just looks cool. And you can only jingle keys in front of my face for so long. I've never seen Miss Peregrine's, neither have I read the books. I kind of want to watch the movie. I've seen it all over TikTok. It seems interesting. Samuel L. Jackson is some weird, like, ice dude or something. I don't know. Holes. I don't remember it. I read the book back in elementary school, and I watched the movie, but could I tell you anything that happens in it? No, it's been so long. So I'm going to put it in haven't seen it because it's been so long. The Fault in Our Stars is, I mean, it's fine. It's not really for me, but I guess it's better than Twilight. Maybe. B. Love Simon's cute. Probably has to put it in B. I haven't seen Wonder, but want to. Haven't seen To All the Boys. I want to. And then the Fantastic Beasts movies. Those are movies that exist. The first one I actually really like. It's cute. We'll put it in B. Doesn't necessarily capture all the whimsy of original Harry Potter, but it is cute and fun. I like the characters that it sets up in that. And the Grindelwald thing is kind of in the background the most of this movie. And that's where we get D tier for Crimes of Grindelwald, because that movie's just a big commercial for the third movie. And yeah, Newt and his friends don't need to be here. The plot makes no sense. It's flashback and retcon the movie, where just characters retcon each other, and she said and he said, woof. And with that, The Secrets of Dumbledore goes in C. It's okay. It's fine. It's not as good as that first one, but it's steps above Crimes of Grindelwald. And it pretty much wraps up the Fantastic Beasts storyline. Like, they say they're going to make more movies at some point, but maybe not. And at this point, who cares? But so yeah, that's my YA movie tier list. Let me know yours down in the comments below. What are your thoughts? What's your favorite YA movies? Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.